Good morning, students. I am Basavaraja R C. Welcome to online classes. The Little Paris Higher Primary School, JCR Extension 6th class, Chitradurga. Today, I will teach you the introduction class 9th standard. In science, it's split into a two-part, part 1 and part 2. The part 1 contains a three major subtopics. First one is chemistry, second one is biology, third one is physics. In part 1, in chemistry, contains a four major topics. First one is matter in around surrounding. In this chapter, we learn about the physical nature of matters and the characteristic of a particle of matter. Next, status of a matter. In this status, the split the three types. First one is solid state, second one is liquid state, third one is gaseous state. And what is the difference between the solid state, liquid state and gaseous state? And second major topic is matter around us pure? In this chapter, we learn about the what is the matter, what is the mixture and type of a mixtures, and what is the solutions, what is the suspensions and concentration of a solution, how is the colloidal solutions. And third major topics is a atoms and molecules. In this chapter, we learn the what are the atoms and what are molecule. Next, the laws of a chemical combinations. Next one is what is the atom, the law of constant, the properties. And fourth chapter is the structure of atoms, how to structures are formed. And next we will move to the biology topics. It contains here three major topics. The first one is the fundamental units of life. In this chapter, we learned about what are living organisms and living organisms, how to made up of a living organisms, and what is the cell made up, and what is the structural organisms of a cell, and how to formation of a cell wall and nucleus, and how it is works, and cell organelles and cytoplasma and endoplasmic reticulum and etc. Next one is tissue. And in this chapter, we learned about what is tissue. Are plants and animals made of a same type of a tissues? In first, we learned in this chapter what are plant tissues. The tissues are contained in the meristematic tissues. In this chapter, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. And next chapter is diversity in organisms. In this chapter, we learn about the what are the basic the classifications. And next we will move to the physics. In this chapter, the major topic is one, the motion. In this chapter, we learn about how to the particles are moves and descriptions of the motions and motion along the straight line. Illa the speed, the directions, and the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. And next one is part 2. It contains only two major topics. First one is physics and second one is biology. In this chapter, the physics, the contain four major topics. First one is force and law of motion. In this chapter, we learn balanced and unbalanced forces, how to balance the force. Next one is the first law of motion and second law of motion, and mathematical formula of the second law of motion and first law of motion. And second chapter is the gravitations. In this chapter, we learn about what is the gravitation and how to gravitations occurs, and universal law of a gravitation. And third chapter is the work and energy. In this chapter, we'll learn about what is the work and what is the energy and what is the kinetic energy and what is the potential energy. And next chapter is sound. In this chapter, we learn how to sounds are formed. And first one is the propagation of sound and the characteristic of a sound waves. In this characteristic, the frequency and amplitude and speed. Next, the reflection of a sound, and next one is an ecosystem and revibrations and applications of a ultrasound and the structure of a human ear. Next one is biology topics. In biology, it contains a three major topics. First one is why do we fall ill? In this chapter, why we in fall ill. In this chapter, we learn how to diseases are spread and what are the causes of a in diseases and the infections of a diseases. And next chapter is improvement in food resource. In this chapter, we learned about in this chapter, we learn the crop varieties of crops and improvements of a production of and management and nutrient management. Next one is natural resources. In this chapter, we learned about what are natural resources, for example, air and how to control the air pollution. Next, water and how to control the water pollutions. Thank you.